This sounds insane, but the government sometimes sells property for just $2. And some of these properties were worth over $9,000. Now, what most people don't understand is there's a secret stash of properties that are sitting around county inventory that you can just go and buy, sometimes for a couple bucks. The same way maybe your parents or your uncle sells you a car for $1 to get the paperwork to go and register it and have it in your own name. Most people don't realize, but there's counties that do the same thing, and they're willing to basically take a loss to get these properties back on the tax rolls. So we found some here for as little as $2. Here it is right there, $2 bid completed. And we'll show you in a second. Some of these are worth over $9,000. So we're going to show you where these are located here momentarily, but I first want to lay some groundwork and expectation as far as what this is, right? Because it's like, all right, I could buy property for cheaper than the price of a cup of coffee, cheap cup of coffee at that, a crappy one. And the answer to that is yes, but we need to kind of know where to look, where to find it, how to do it, and how to avoid maybe some of the landmines that could cost, right? Because the last thing you want to have happen is buy a $2 property that has a $10,000 lien on it, which is a possibility. So we need to show you guys how to avoid kind of the dangers as well. And today we're kind of going to expose some of these properties here today. Our channel is dedicated for people who feel like maybe they missed the boat in real estate investing or wish they would have started 20 years ago. And they want to catch up quick, but they don't want to break the bank, or maybe they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to go into real estate. So what we do is we buy properties for back taxes like OTC tax deeds, tax deed. What we can promise you is that there are thousands of these properties sitting in inventory right now. And if you're willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease, you can have a great entry into real estate. So today we're going to play the game. We call it a little bit of trash. Is this trash or treasure? Is what we are here to play today. And the fun thing is now we can use AI to sort through a bunch of these properties as well. So I'm going to bring in the auction wizard here himself right now. Mr. Josh Blanchard is right here. How you doing, Josh?
There we go. Hey, good afternoon. $2. This is crazy. I
Two
can't
bucks.
believe it.
$2. So we're going to walk you guys through this. And remember, as we go, also for the Google algorithm here, what we are showing is public record. We're never showing people's private information. Everything that we show on this channel is public record for education, entertainment purposes here. But these things exist. We've been to thousands of these sales. And now we're going to show you guys how to jump into this as well, because it's a great segue into real estate investing. So for everybody tuning in, do me a favor. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We've got Joseph in Arizona here. Good to see you guys. Let us know what city and state you are tuning in from, and we will answer any questions you have. What's happening, guys? $2. Yes, we will be diving into that. What's happening here? Yeah, perfect. Got the regulars tuning in. We're also in the middle of, we're doing a 30-day challenge. So our challenge to you guys is over the next 30 days, put in 15 to 30 minutes a day, call some counties, and we want to help you pick up one of these properties within the next 30 days. Now, is it going to be a property for $2? Maybe not. We have to go and find some, and you can be finding those with the information we're talking about. But a lot of the times more common, you can buy these properties, whether it's houses or land, sometimes up to 80% below market value for good deals. So Josh, blow their doors off on this $2 property and show them the goods here right now.
Okay. All right. So what we're looking at is Indiana. I noticed that there was a couple people in the comments who are in Indiana. So this can be an incredible deal, but it's not limited to people that are only in Indiana. You can actually buy these anywhere because this auction was online. And sometimes when people have a headline that says someone bought property, maybe it's inflated or there's something that is not being revealed, but this is verifiable. Anybody can come and you can check. So here is a piece of land. This is 751 Cross Street. It's nice of the county to say that this is land only. In the photo, it does look like there's a house, but it's just a vacant lot. And so the bidding started at $2. So you'll notice that some of these went up to $2,200, others $650, but there was a handful of properties that did sell for $2. And so this is an example This is one of them right here. So it was completed for $2. Now, when you go into the records with the county, it's also verifiable. Here it is on Regrid. This is it right here, 0.14 acres. And it was bought for, you can see right here. So this was a legitimate sale at $2. You can see the last sale price right here. This is September 10th, 2024. And it has an assessed value of $9,200. So this is insane and outrageous, and it does rarely happen. But you can see in the transfer history of the county that this is a real sale, a real deal, $2. And so they got this piece of land. Here's a photo of it. $9,200 purchased for $2. And so you might be asking yourself, how does this happen? Because if you know anything about the tax lien and tax deed space, the opening bid is the back taxes. And so in no state or county are you ever going to have $2 for the back taxes. And so this is a prime example of a state, and then specifically a county, that is willing to sell a property at a loss. And actually all of these, every single property that you see here started at $2. And if it went up to $17,500, that's just because of the competition. This actually looks like a property though.
Let's take a look. Is there maybe some good houses here that also went at a bargain? Like there was one above that looked like it went for $2,000. Let's see maybe who got some screaming deals here to just see this. Riverbend, is that a house for $2,200 right there?
Yeah, so let's see. We've got land only. So these are all land. These are all land. And then it does switch to residential. So we've got a property here, $8,850. So we could check that out. It's giving me Nanaimo, which is not correct. Let's go back and we'll say Evansville, Indiana. And then in a little bit, we'll walk you through how you can find something like this, because these things are extremely difficult to find. And so we'll walk through that process a little bit. Yeah, so sold for $4,000. It's not giving us the estimate. So what we could do is we'll pull it up real quick on PropWire. PropWire is a free resource that we use all the time. It's really good for tax lien and tax deed investing, especially if you're in a state that is a non-disclosure state. That means they won't tell you the price, the sales price of a property. You need the MLS to do that. And so that's where PropWire can help. 45 grand is what they have. This might be the current value, but yeah, that one sold for, what was it? For 8,850. So if this is the current market value of it, a really good deal. If this is the value of it fixed up, not so much. The guy who bought land for $2 did better. We've got another one here, 909 West Maryland. So this one sold for 9,750. Same thing, started at $2. This is a much bigger house.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. I think they ended up selling it. Let's see if we can trace this a little bit. Okay, so bought for 9,750, and I think they turned around and sold it right away for 30 grand. As far as the timeline goes, this would have been, August. Yeah, maybe they held on to it for a little bit, but I don't think they would not have needed to. So they bought it for just under 10 and then closed at $30,000. So they tripled their money, which is pretty impressive.
Not too bad.
What do we got here? Okay, wow, they're actually renting it. So they bought that one for 10 grand. And they've got somebody inside for $850 a month.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive.
Very cool. So they bought it, they're renting it out for $800 a month off of $10,000.
And think about this too. Let's say, okay, let's figure out what this house is worth really quickly as well, because this brings up an incredible point about this business. All right, so let's say around 50 grand, more or less. So they bought it for 10. Let's say they put $20,000 into it. So they're all in 30 grand. If the house is worth $50,000, they could pull out all of that equity and then cash flow this property and then turn around and invest that money into another deal. And so they could actually be getting more money than they essentially put into the deal originally. Or if they wanted to be conservative, they could pull out just as much as they put into the property and then cycle it into another deal. And all it takes is one property to create this effect. And if you get one good deal, fix it up, cash flow it, you're getting the cash flow, take your liquid capital out and put it into your next deal, and then just rinse and repeat. Ideally, you don't do this too fast so that you don't get too many things happening at once, but that's how you can do it. And that's probably exactly what this individual did here. That's a great idea.
Very cool. Very cool. Warm welcome, everybody. We're live right now, and we're trying to find some bargains like we do. And we've shown some $2 property. Let us know who's here as far as what city, state you're tuning in from. Ask us any questions that you have if you're wanting to get started. And one of the things we're doing right now is just a simple get your first deal in 30 days challenge. And the rules to this are very simple. All you need is a phone and probably do it just your phone and your voice. How does it work? What's one of the easiest ways to get started? And one of the things here is we kind of joke that sometimes that this is a little bit of a boring business. We try to spice it up and show you guys some of these deals, but anybody who's gotten or picked up one of these properties for say $2 and sold it for 5,000, there's you definitely have to put in a little bit of boring elbow grease to do that. This is very simple, boring work as far as calling counties, asking some questions, and just doing it over and over and over again. I remember I was in New Zealand for the Rugby World Cup, Josh. I was there years ago, and I don't remember the guy's name, but they were doing a basic drill with the ball. It looked like a 5-year-old could do it. They're just throwing it. And it was the team captain's 1,000th practice with the team. And it looked so boring, just chucking the ball. And he's just, every time I do it, I try to do it a little bit better. So for a lot of you guys here, if you can just hang with some of the boring work of calling these counties and going to some websites or going back to our stream and following along with us, you'll be able to get in the game on this stuff.
What do you do with the unsold parcels? What happens after it goes through multiple rounds? Is it still sitting there, or does it become county held and then they have a public land bank? You can always go ahead and find that out. And so within each county, you're going to have the regular tax sale, and then they have the unsold sale, which could be the commissioner's certificate sale, or it could be a deed sale. So when you're doing the 30-day challenge and you're trying to get something, if Indiana is your own backyard, or you're just looking for really good deals in general, you can be calling each county and finding out who has a commissioner's certificate sale and then who has a commissioner's deed sale. And that's why this auction was kind of under the radar, you could say. If we bring it back to the screen, I'll go ahead. I got to remove that. I'll go ahead and bring back if you're just joining us, we were showing $2 properties and these were legit. There's nothing is inflated here. Here we go. So going back, here's the auction. And so a lot of people didn't even know about this. And we still saw people get houses for good deals. And someone bought one for $9,900 and sold it for 30 grand. And so a lot of people were not looking for this. So you can see this one right here, 656 East Michigan Street. Nobody bought this. So the current bid was $2. And I know it's been 2 years, so we're not sure if they would have it or not. Now, you would not call Curran Miller. You would not call them. They were just simply doing the auction. And so if you call these guys and ask them what's going on, they're not going to be able to give you an answer because they were doing this on behalf of the county. So you'd have to talk to the county. But this one did not sell. $2. So it could be sitting there. We don't know. You'd have to go ahead and call them. And then I think everything else has been sold or was complete. But this was back in 2024. So there was an auction in 2025. And then there was one in 2026 as well. So this is a great first step if you want to get into this business. Because again, this is probably sitting somewhere. But there's a little bit about how these properties end up at these commissioner sales and why it might be easy to miss that.
Let's aim for every 10 counties you talk to, you're going to get one list of over-the-counter properties. All right. So you're going to call one. They're going to say, hey, we don't have anything in our inventory. They'll say 2. Everything's sold at the tax sale. They'll say 3. Those are going to the auction next month. And then you hit the 10th one, say it's Wichita County in South Forks. They're going to say, oh yeah, we have a list. We can send it to you or it's on our website. Get that list, right? And then if we're saying 90% of the properties on these lists could be trash. Then basically 1 out of 10 could be something that you're going to look into. And from there, for every 10 you look into, there could be something worth buying. So I feel that's a very reasonable expectation. Often folks leave there these days with a pile of debt, and then AI is basically replacing 80% of those jobs. So with this, put in a fraction of the effort that you put into your job and you can get it going. Yeah, hit the ground, call up some of these places, and we can do it. The what do you call it? The ABCs is in the description. If you're on a TV, you can scan this code as well. Josh, what do we have up here?
Oh, I mean,
Oh, I thought I saw the Texas. I thought I saw Lineberger on there.
oh, yeah. I wanted to show that because we looked at Dallas the other day. I wanted to show where you could see that some of them are HOA sales, but I couldn't actually see it or find it. But we did talk about this the other day. And maybe one thing we could say is that it won't show up here if you're trying to figure out, is this an HOA sale property or is this a tax sale property? And they do have the case number here. And so getting into court records might be something new for you. But in our Tax Title 101 video, if you search it on YouTube, we do take court records and we kind of show how you can look these up, which is pretty nifty.
All we want you to do is call a couple counties today, ask them, hey, is there anything left over? How do I get that list? Start researching and then come back and ask us any questions that you have. The link is in the description for this. You can start calling. If you guys already have this and you want just some help, I'm going to change this QR code. You can hop on a call with us and we'll just pick some counties for you based on your budget. So this is a tax deed freedom blueprint, we call it, and we do build these, a couple of them per week. If you just want our help, so we'll just highlight some auctions for you that meet your criteria with the phone number, what they have, and a checklist. It's a free 15-minute blueprint call. You can book it below and we can build that for you, or you guys can go and follow along. So yeah, guys, time to get to work and let's circle back and we can get some properties and show you what to avoid, hopefully, and what to double down on. All right. So thanks for tuning in. Thumbs up. We'll see you guys very shortly.